Hello everyone, welcome in and welcome to Throne Talk. I appreciate you watching this video to the end because today we will be getting into the medicinal and metaphysical properties of elderberry. I noticed a theme when working with herbs that carry feminine energy. It usually supports intuition, and intuition is connected directly to water, and water is feminine. Interesting. Now, why is this information relevant or important to know? It becomes relevant when you're working with herbs from a spiritual perspective. You do want to know if you're working with feminine herbs versus masculine herbs, especially if you're trying to create some type of balance. Now, let's get into the spiritual uses of elderberry. But first, let me give my disclaimer. It's metaphysical science. Anything discussed on this channel is of my personal and spiritual beliefs. Metaphysical science cannot be proven, nor am I advising that any of the herbs that is discussed on this channel can be used to heal or cure any type of ailment. Amen? So let's begin. Elderberry is said to provide protection, ancestral connection, healing, intuition, and help you aid in transitions. Let's transition into the medicinal properties of elderberry. This herb is said to support cold and flu, support your immune system, and has anti-inflammatory properties. Since anti-inflammatory properties are in so many herbs, let's break down the meaning of that. Anti-inflammatory is something that reduces swelling, heat, redness, and pain in the body. I could elaborate, but I won't. Now let's get into the reason why we're here. The tincture. A failed note in my black seed tincture video was that you have to rehydrate the herbs, specifically seeds and berries. They need to be rehydrated when making a tincture with alcohol. Because during the process, it tends to soak up the alcohol anyway. So essentially it will soak it up and throw off your ratio and measurement. So I went ahead and took care of that on the front end so we don't have to wait. I usually just give it about 24 hours. Now, as you know, I have already taken care of blessing the herbs, praying over the herbs and the alcohol and consecrating this to God. So this step has already been completed. But during the pre-soaking process, I started with about 8 ounces of elderberry, but during the pre-soak process, it did double in size. So now I'm at about 16 ounces in this 24-ounce mason jar. So we'll be working with that amount. So at this time, I am going to just wipe down the neck of my elderberry with some vinegar. And I do use white vinegar, but you can use whatever you have on hand. And I like to use a cloth. Completed that step. And just like last time, I am going to pour the vodka in. Failed to mention that I am using the simpler method as I did before. And as you can see, because I've already pre-soaked the elderberry, it's already starting to turn deep dark purple, and that's the color that we want. But I'm gonna let this go for 8 weeks as previously stated. At this time, I'm gonna go ahead and close the jar. Let me get my wax paper. I like to use wax paper because it acts as a barrier, especially when you're shaking it up. I don't want it to be metal to metal. Well, not metal to metal, but metal to glass. You know what I mean. And I'm going to write today's date. this a good shake. I think that's good. That is it. This is a quick tutorial on how you can make your elderberry tincture at home. If you decided that is too much work and that's something that you don't want to do, I do have tinctures available for purchase on my website. I will list it in the description and also here. Thank you so much for watching my entire video. If you found this video helpful or you want to keep up with me and connect, please consider subscribing and make sure you hit the like button. Thank you.
Knock, knock.